thought, hey, I'm just going to let you into the whole process, because like I'm probably not going to get a video done otherwise. Something that's like really important, I think, like I'm working on a tune right now, as you're going to hear a little bit in a minute. And something I think is like really important is it is to dick around. If you're working on a piece of music, like dick around with it. So it's like, you know, when I start playing something, I will just dick around with it at first, just because that's where new stuff comes from, right? I'm still waiting for the golden wonder. Mad Malco Guitars, great channel, check him out if you haven't already. Bless your fucking. He paid the extra, you know, wanted to see me happy with the guitar I bought from him, knowing that I was like chuffed and looking forward to it, knowing like how much I have to tighten my fucking belt to do these things and how like kind of important it is that like I make good decisions and stuff. I can't afford to make bad decisions. It's like literally like the last like 3 months in a row I've had to really tighten my belt to do this, and this one I really wouldn't have been able to do without like someone helping me out, you know, getting the other things, you know, helping me out with like electric bill and shit like that just until like next month. So yeah, it's like, and so yeah, knowing all that, Malcolm, bless him, has like made every effort to see me happy. So he sent it like on 24-hour delivery, like next day delivery, and like that was Monday or Tuesday. So you know, we're in the weekend now, and it ain't here. But I got a message from them today after I gave them some really narky shit, like I was proper narky. Like they actually sent me an update today to say, hey, your parcel's delayed, like we're doing our best and we think we're going to get it to you in the next working day. It's Saturday now, I take that to be Monday. I'll be dead chuffed if it comes today, because like I'm just, you know, 100% guitar today. It's room for nothing else, frankly. But I should think it'll be Monday, and if it is Monday, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I am going to... you know, Monday, I shut down on a Monday, like, I have the luxury, like, unlike a lot of you, and I feel bad for you, and I think of it often, like, because I always worked, like, fucking, I can do what I like, my time is my own, you know, and Monday, I kind of, you know, close the shutters, I batten the hatches on a Monday, and I just basically, yeah, I don't even do much, like it's a music day off. If I do music, it's like, purely, I don't video. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is, like, if it arrives on Monday, I shall open it up, check the contents of sound, and then put it all back, and I will actually maybe do an unboxing on Tone Tuesday, so we'll have a Tone Tuesday Floyd Rose episode or something like that. Anyway, this is a Tone Tuesday interesting episode. So sure that reverb sounds nice there on YouTube. I deny it. Oh, I've cut my thumb, and I don't have any super glue. Let me give you a piece of advice. If you're a serious guitar player, always keep super glue. Keep it in your like thing that you have with plectrums and nail clippers and stuff. Like I'm literally gonna do soon. I'm gonna do an episode on like, you know, basic setups. I was thinking like I'm gonna do like clickbait title like how does 9 Below Zero's guitar tech do a string change or something like that. And in it I was gonna do all the player things like plectrums and fingernails and, you know, skincare and all that stuff, finger exercises. I've got a mate right now and he's doing the old, you know, one of these, and I actually think, you know, these are great and all that, but in a similar way that I personally advise you to limit how much sort of like I say don't do too much of that, because that's where repetitive strain comes from. I prefer myself to keep my guitar playing loose and organic, so my hands and fingers and all the little muscles and joints are doing random things all the time. No like set patterns. Obviously it's music, there's going to be a lot of set patterns, but those sorts of things I think encourage like repetitive strain. And you know, carpal tunnel is a fucking nightmare. You know, it's like the sheath around the tendon, it swells, so it causes pain when the tendon moves up and down inside it. I promise you, like, it hurts to even think about guitar playing. Like, it's making me go tight, like just thinking about like how much pain that was. And it was a terrible serious issue at the time. Yeah, I've got past that. I mean, I'm not joking, I do in excess of 12 hours here, so like massive sessions, 16 hours I've done. One day a couple of weeks ago, 16-hour session, just whew, in the pocket the whole time, and no problems at all. Fingers start to get a bit sore by then, and you have to stop, because it starts to get tender, like it literally tenderized, like after a while. But yeah, let's go. Well, I enjoyed that. I'm sorry I put you through it. Yeah, I've just been doing that, dicking around. It's like an arrangement, right? That's an arrangement, and I'm dicking around with the Rubik's Cube of the arrangement, and really just trying to find like the most advantageous way of structuring that tune. Like there's many ways to skin a cat, and it's like if you do it right, okay, if you do it right. Now the obvious idea, right? This is the way I do it, okay? So I dick around and playing a guitar just for fun, okay? Getting stoned, okay? Having a giggle, fucking just playing guitar for the sake of it. Quite often enjoying a guitar for what it is. So if I'm playing like a Strat or something, okay, I'm enjoying the Stratness of it, okay? That's kind of the point of my playing it. And in doing so, finding riffs. And that's how sometimes, a guitar can inspire you to write something. Like I wrote something on a Strat that I would never write on another guitar. It just wouldn't come out on another guitar, okay? Literally wouldn't write it on another guitar. You guitar players, you understand, there's a specific sound and feel, and anyway. So a lot of then you come up with a tune, you start, and it's like, for me, what I do is I practice over these drum beats that you can hear on the coming off the keyboard drum machine, and I found, that tightens me up loads. When I play with a real drummer, like I'm really on top of it. I'm crawling all over their tempo. I can hear the discrepancy, and I love it. And I've got plenty of room to like tighten onto it. I'm not like a machine because I've been machine taught. It's just taught me to be tight, just tight. I recommend it to everyone. Everybody should play to something, like whether it's a metronome or a drum machine or whatever, but play to something. And it doesn't, like, seriously, it doesn't turn you into some like sterile machine rhythm person. It just tightens you up to other people. Like, you'll find that you can like really glue yourself to a drummer, and even if their tempo wanders, you can wander with it perfectly, no problem at all. And I'm lucky because when I do play with a real drum, I've got a fucking excellent one in Dick Beats. As he calls himself on YouTube, and who am I to call him anything else? But he's a wonderful tub thumper, a brilliant drummer, and it's a real privilege to have him agreeable to working on projects. And I'm just sorry that, through this COVID shit and everything, we haven't been able to play much. And me, I haven't moved up to the New Forest, but I didn't have my act together down in Chichester. I have my act together here. Richard would love this if we could, But yeah, we'll get it together. Don't worry. I've got it planned, so like I'm recording, and I'm going to be doing it with ever more sophisticated, like electronic drum tracks. But they can be very easily and swiftly replaced by Richard. And upcoming soon, thanks to a wonderful fella, I won't name him, but like you might see him in the comments. A wonderful fella, and he's done me a brilliant deal with not only an M13 pedal modelling monster, but a Yamaha AW16 digital recorder as well. So I can basically delegate the 8-track Boss, the BR600 that I have. I can delegate that to just doing unplugged stuff, doing acoustic stuff, the acoustic CD on that, while the 16-track can be delegated to doing like full band stuff. And the thing is, I'm coming to the end of the storage on the BR600 without having to go and buy a 15-year-old media format flash card, which I then need to format. It all sounds very like pain in the arse, and I'd rather like all of this stuff that's on here, I'd rather dump it onto a hard drive, and somehow I can do it like 2 tracks, do a quick mix, because it's like all stuff that I'm going to do again anyway, so it's not a problem. I'll delete it if I have to, but I want to get it down somewhere before I do that. So yeah, like as you could hear, I'm like literally I'm meddling with the Rubik's Cube of like music arrangement, and it is something that I spent the entire day doing it yesterday, or was it the day before? But I think it's the day before actually. It was Tone Wednesday or whatever it was. Tone Thursday. Hang on, what day is it now? Saturday. Yeah, Tone Thursday. I was meant to do some videos for you, and just completely, I was in, you know, that particular tune, just bang at it. But it's a wonderful, cool way of working, for me, anyway. You know, I absolutely love it. And I get a fair old bit done, like doing it that way. And, yeah. So sound-wise, at the minute, to get that what we was doing, I'm actually using a VT20. I'm using the Vox into the VT20, and you know, I could tell you the exact settings, but you know, well, basically, I'm in a control amp and a clon, so basically, like the amp is acting like it's like just a power amp. So like clon, and so basically when I use amp models on the Stomp Lab, I use this channel, which is just the control amp. When I like just use the Stomp Lab as a pedal, I use the amp models. That's more fun, to be honest, but at the minute I'm using the control amp, and yeah, I've got a clon and a preamp between it. Clean Fender and a clon in there. So that's why it's quite bright. It's not perfect. I'm working on getting a sound. I very much want the clon to be the main body of the thrash sound. I'm aiming for that. I'm not sure anyone else is doing that. Please let me know in the comments if you know anyone that's doing like thrash metal with a clon. Lovely cup of tea. Bless you. Happiness and health. Like and subscribe. But yeah, we're going to be doing this guitar in a bit, the telly, because as I explained to you last time, I'm going to go through the guitars. Basically, the video title will let you know whether this is something that's focused on a bit of gear or not. If I name the piece of gear, it's like, yeah, we're focused on that bit of gear. If it's like this, it's just more like an open ramble, no context really. Well, maybe. But I'm going to tell you something, and then I'm going to go. Oh, I love vaping. Right. Tone. So important. Okay. Let's say, for instance, for the sake, like that, I wanted this sound that I've got here, right? I wanted this sound. But I wanted a bit more like percussive clip, a bit more percussive punch. I could change the pickup, so I could get like a pickup which has got like a better high-end response or something, or I could go for a thinner plectrum. Do you see what I mean? Like, these tonal decisions have to be made. But they don't have to be expensive. They do have to be made though. Like, the more you think about your sound and where you want it to go, like, the more you will be rewarded with a good sound. Literally, the more time you put into dicking around with the settings on any bit of gear, the better a sound you will get out of that bit of gear. It's a law, pretty much. It's a law. But pretty much all aspects of guitar playing really benefit from time being put in, most importantly on the fretboard. If there is anything, I've been getting a few comments from, and it's absolutely been delightful to hear people say, oh, you've like reinvigorated my interest in playing guitar. I wasn't playing that much and now I'm playing more. And I tell you what, if that's, you say that's down to me, my goodness, that is the biggest fucking privilege. You couldn't make me happier in any way, shape or form. Like, that is the coolest thing, like, to be responsible for. And if there's any way that I can help that, if there's anything, if you want a lesson in anything specific, if you want to learn, I want to do more like heavy, how do you chug? Like, someone asked me once, literally, how do you chug? How do you get that, like, chugging sound? And they'd been buying pedals. They had no idea that you could peep out the side of a guitar and tell them that, like, all you need to do is mute it with your palm. Like, and that affected me, and it made me realise, like, how fundamental. Like, I have to get, there is no such thing as a stupid question. Put it in the comments, and then I'll probably make a whole fucking video about it. But if there's any way that I can keep you guys on your fretboards, fuck man, just ask, because I'll do anything. Like, I love it here on the fretboard. I don't want to be out here on my own, so come on, join in. Like, I'll be getting a camera and a microphone soon. I'm going to be doing the Streamlabs thing, so I'm going to do like jam nights on the fucking computer, okay? I've got it all worked out, and I'm definitely going to do this. And what that will be, it'll be like an open jam online, you know, using the Streamlabs format. And if we get locked down or whatever, we can carry on. We can carry on, and you can record this shit, obviously. We've got a fucking product there. If we're skint, we can make something out of it. I'm deadly fucking serious, right? There are many possibilities out there. I'm not serious about making money, as you must have guessed. You know, I'm more about, like, making art and making babies. Well, not the latter. But, I've done all that I'm ever going to do in my life. But it's like, this is where I live. What you're looking at, this is where I exist, right? My mind travels to the beyond. It travels across old countrysides. But I bring it all back home to this place so I can record it. I can't really describe it any better, but I love what I'm doing. So yeah, there should be 1 or 2 videos coming up in a bit, and they will be more jam-packed with infoid, and I very much look forward to seeing you there. Check out Mad Malco's guitar channel, wonderful channel, always the best reviews for stuff. Have a look at Lee Luscious. My supersonic sister. She's so sexy, wonderful, and sharp in the brain. Like, she is such a good little songwriter. Check out Music is Fun. Music is Fun does very, like, honest, straightforward reviews. He's to make some account for his accent. He's European, but his English is spectacular. And he's extremely keen, enthusiastic, and his enthusiasm rubs off. Please check out Jim McAndrew Trauma Blue channel. A wonderful player. He's really doing something of his own. Like, it's a sort of spacey, bluesy thing. I love it. It's like spinning planets. I actually listen to Jim McAndrew. What else can I think of? Darren, if you're watching, bless you, mate. Bless you through your struggles. You're a good guy. Fucking welcome here anyway. And try and get Cobes to pick up his fucking guitar. You know, that crawling king snake bitch. He needs to pick up his guitar. I love him. You can also find me on some of those horrible toxic wankers fucking live streams. Like Courtney Knight. You know, some of those look. Troller got on my tits. She's just so full of herself. I'm not into all of that YouTube drama, but like I kind of watch Cobes, like, but you can, if you want to get like more in touch, be more friendly, whatever, you can find me here. You can find me there, and I will be absolutely pleased to talk shit about guitars and punk rock and Metallica and Slayer and 80s metal and Judas Priest and Black Sabbath and fucking all the recording techniques from the old studio system and what it was like being a fucking young musician in the 90s, blagging up a development deal, and like what it was like to be on the road with a 2-bit half-assed amazing fucking blues band, and what it was like being a sound engineer for a funk band, what it was like to be bass player in like a touring band, what it was like to be a sound engineer in a club, and what it's like to be owed money by a massive, well, not massive, but what it's like to be owned money by a British guitar company that are dicking me about awfully, and there will be a video coming up on that. I'm not going to name names at the moment, but like a popular YouTube channel dude, like with a permanent hat, not a hat, but a permanent something, like a permanent head covering. Like he took a deposit when he was another guitar company, and then like fled the state. He disappeared, right? He disappeared, and it took me years to find him, to bump into him. And you know, having tracked him down, I've been having like a back and forward for well over a year now. And apart from the times that I left like shitty comments on his YouTube videos, like lining out exactly word for word, you know, what he's done to upset me, stonewalling, blah blah. Then I get a response, okay, in my emails at last. Now I finally get an email back, and so I sent an email back, laid it all out, perfectly reasonable. I've not heard a thing. So I do have a volunteer security retinue, and we might go down and see him in his little workshop. But he's popular on YouTube, and like you might have bought a guitar kit from him, you know, because they do like kind of, they're probably the most colourful of the, you know, they do like guitar kits and a little bit specialist. You know what I'm on about. But I am seeing red about it. Yeah, I've been ripped off for what at the time was a good deal for him, 350 quid. I mean, he took like a Epiphone Everly Brothers, you know, J180, an Epiphone J200. And that's just like two things I can think of right off the top of my head. There were like old 70s, there were Suzuki Classicals, there were like TMS4 cabs. There's loads of stuff that was a bit fucked, like a Beverly drum kit, Boozy Hawks drum bits. There were all sorts, there's a whole shed full of stuff. I was playing his guitars back in Chichester, like prototypes. I was taking them out and playing them on stage, and I really, really kind of liked this guy a lot. A lot of respect for what he was doing. He was doing something imaginative, and he built like a guitar that wasn't far away from the F-Type that I adore. You know, it was a similar thing. And, but, you know, set neck, exotic hardwoods, fucking top of the top of the top. And so he was going to do me something for 700 quid, and it was going to be like a kind of endorsement deal. But it would have been like a $3,000 guitar, really, for sort of 700 quid. But yeah, it was going to be like I was going to endorse the instrument. It was going to, you know, and so what it would have been, I would have bought one and owned one, and have another one, like a cycle of prototypes. So there's always a staged pair, something else. And I would have been shouting from the rooftops, "Oh, certain star sign guitars are like, you know, the nuts." And but anyway, so yeah, he took all this stuff, like I had a shed full of stuff that wasn't in the studio, all the stuff that is in the studio, things that needed fixing and He took a whole load of that as like a deposit for this guitar he was going to build, and it was like half the money, and the guitar was going to be like about 700 quid. So it was about 350 quid's worth, okay? That was what would very roughly, as gentleman's agreement, like worked out. So there's no fucking paper trail. He can just fuck me off. He can just blank me completely and fuck me off. But the thing is, I have truth on my side, and I have time on my hands. That can be dangerous. And yeah, and I will, like, because I'm not the only person upset, and I have lots of dirt, if you like. I have lots of shit, and I will absolutely put the poker to his ass if I don't get satisfaction. And I'm almost at that point where I don't want the money back. I actually want the excuse to get my claws out, because it's like I haven't had to deal with like a corporate enemy that's ripped me off since NatWest did it. And they had that whole business with the wheel clamp P100L with the big fucking sandwich board on it outside their branch in Newton Abbot that was in the papers. You can look into that if you want, it's up to you. Or that time that fucking Bart Kelly of My Law Cycles decided to have me work as a school child for like a couple of months and then not pay me. And he really wished he had by the end of it. In the end, he lost his trading license because he'd fucking engaged in a credit deal with a minor. I ruined that man. I completely fucking made his life a misery. I was a horrible person to cross when I was young. before I chilled out, you know, before I become who I am now. And I love being nice to people, and you know, I love people. But it's a shame, because if it'd just be straight, I would love to say to people, hey, I know that dude from such and such guitars, great guy, go to them instantly, blah blah blah. But yeah, they're fucking knocking out fucking shitty chintzy tools and fucking shitty chintzy guitars, and it gets my goat. One has to act. Slippery slopes. Anyway, negative notes, go and watch the other video, it's full of positivity. Just know that I love you fucking people.